Hi there, Joka here with some inspiration with the Spellbinders April Small Die Kit. You guys, this kit, it's amazing and it's so large that I actually thought it was the large die kit, and it totally speaks to me. I love stitching, not all the time, but sometimes I really miss it. So I was really happy with this die. So I'm going with a rainbow theme. So I selected my color cardstock, and I will be using 6 for each of my card. And then I will pair them with some gray pattern papers from Alexandra Renke. I'm using the Nina Solar White 110-pound cardstock for my die cuts because this is really thick and it's perfect for stitching. I mean, it's perfect for a lot of things, but for this project it was really perfect. So I'm die cutting each letter from a different color cardstock, and since there are 6 letters on each card, I'm going for like pinkish yellow tones on one, and then the rest of the rainbow colors on the other one, which will be, yeah, greenish, purple and blue. So as you can see, the pattern is actually embossed on the die cut, so that helps you how to stitch the die. I'm actually gonna go with 2 different versions because I was well, I only have 2 different gray embroidery floss, and I was worried that it's not gonna be enough. It was plenty, so I could have totally done it the right way, but yeah, it's okay, it doesn't bother me. So the first one that I'm going to show you here is where I'm not doing the pattern that is on the die cut. So I'm just going around with a back stitch, a simple back stitch, because I assume that this requires less floss. Normally there you can see a hole in the middle of that leaf. You would have to go back and forth from that hole towards the outside of the leaf, into the holes where I'm stitching now. So I planned, in my mind's eye, I envisioned that the middle hole I can still use, so that I would stitch like 2 longer stitches there from bottom to top, and that would look like, you know, like the vein of the leaf, but I didn't end up liking it, so in the end I removed those stitches. I think I might have that in the video. Yeah, here I'm doing that. So I didn't like it and removed it, and I have holes in those leaves, but it doesn't bother me, to be honest. Maybe it looks a bit weird, but so this is what it would look like. It just, I don't know, it just didn't look good to my eyes. So going back, removing that, and then I'm gonna continue. So I chose 2 gray, well, I only have 2 gray floss, and I'm kind of so I'm using a lighter gray on some of the leaves and stems, and then some darker gray on some others, so it's just mixing it up a little bit. I was thinking about using green like you would normally do, but I don't know, with the rainbow colors I always like the addition of gray, more neutral color. But I think I'm gonna be using this die anyway several times, so I can try all kinds of color combinations. It does take time, so I'm not gonna show you all the stitching, obviously. I actually just sat down in front of Netflix, and it took a couple of hours to finish this, so I wasn't standing here in the kitchen at my desk where I record the video. All right, so I use a little bit of washi tape to fix the ends of the thread on the back of the die cut. I just don't want to, those holes are quite large. I don't want the ends to be visible, so I'd rather do this. And now this is the second one, and here I'm going what is supposed to be done. So you just go back and forth between the center and the outside holes, and then it gives this really cool pattern, and I think this uses a lot more thread. And as you go around, it gets a bit harder and harder to push the needle through that hole. It's basically completely going to close. And also what I want to mention, I only used half the thread. So, it comes with 6 plies normally, so I only used 3. And this was plenty for that small hole in the middle. I don't think if you use all 6, you could get through in the end. So this is the difference between the two. And then I'm gonna, so this is the finished one. I also added some French knots to the flowers, if you can see that. And so they are a bit different, the two of them. So now I'm going to create my slim card bases. I think I probably went with 3.5 by 8.5. Normally that's what I do. And then I'm using, first I cut a piece of white and a smaller piece of gray. I cannot see it. I think it's 3.25 by 8.25 for the gray piece. So I'm using 2 different pattern papers for this. And now I'm just gonna create my card base for both cards. I usually use my ATG glue. I don't like liquid glue on the card bases because it kind of warps. So I'm generally trying to avoid that. And there's really not much to these cards because the most time you spend on stitching, and I think that's already pretty special, so I didn't really plan to add anything to the card really. I'm just going to add some foam tape so that I have some dimension, and that will be pretty much it. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to work on the letters. Excuse me. I die cut them from white cardstock as well, and I'll layer them up, just one layer behind each color letter, just because I knew that I was gonna add some foam tape, so I like them to be a bit more stable or thicker, sturdier. Like always, I think I say that in every video. I'm sorry if I repeat myself all the time, but I mean, on the off chance that somebody only sees one video, I guess it's okay to mention these things all the time. Okay, so foam tape on the back first, and this will actually cover up all the ends of the thread as well, so it's even more secure than with the washi tape, although I'm using a washi tape from Alexandra Renke, and her washi tapes stick so well. Normally, whatever washi tape I have, they never really stick to anything, but these ones you can not even pull off, to be honest. Okay, so now the foam tape to the letters, and the card is gonna be almost done. Of course, if you know me, you know what is gonna come next. I was not planning to add a lot of enamel dots. I was thinking about it for a second that I'll select enamel dots in matching colors and then put them all around. But I think that would have been too much. So I'll just stick to a few of them. Okay, so this one is done, and then the second card is done. And I selected enamel dots in the two colors that are on the sides because there's some space on the card. And then I spent probably, I don't know, 15 minutes playing around where I should put them. I don't know why I can't just, I don't know. I don't know why this is such a hard task, but somehow, I don't like when they are too lined up, like in, too symmetrical or too whatever. So I'm just going with what looks good to my eyes. Yeah, and then here I pulled out some red and yellow ones. I don't have a lot of yellows, so this one is a bit different than the cardstock, but yeah, it doesn't bother me. So these are the cards. I hope you will give stitching a try. I really enjoy the process and I really love how the cards turned out. I hope you like them too. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.